Yeah, I was about to say this needs to happen right away.
Yeah, yeah. We've only been on for a minute, and I wish we would have recorded that first minute. So that's
Lesson learned. We're
yeah,
gonna hit record instantly because it's just
instantly.
jam packed always.
Welcome back.
Hey, thanks for having me, buddy. Appreciate it.
Uh,
Long time no see.
yeah, how was your week?
Oh man, it was good. It was a week, that's for sure. I don't know, a lot of ups and downs with it. It was good though. It was tiring a little bit.
Get your
Uh,
disc golfing in? How'd that tourney go?
Tournament went good. Tournament went good. I got seventh out of 18, but then like coming into second round, I was I think I was fifth. So I was doing pretty good, and then I kind of fell apart the last few holes, kind of got in my head a little bit. And
Okay. All
I
right.
just that's the last little bit that I'm working on, trying to capture the mental side of the game. So
Right.
I don't know. It
Right.
went good though. It was an improvement, and that's what I look back at. It was an improvement from last year by 12 strokes. So
That's impressive. And
yeah,
that's really fun when the part of the game that you have to work on now is the mental part because the talent is there, right?
absolutely,
So
absolutely for the most
locking
part.
in on those final 7 or 8, what do you call them? Not holes, but what is the term for
Yeah,
holes? Okay,
yeah, absolutely.
those final 8 holes, locking in, making sure that your mo the repetition of your release is consistent. How do you maintain
Yeah.
that focus, right? That's
I
really
think it was that I was watching the total score too hard. There was a guy that I knew I was right up there with,
you scoreboard
and
watching.
I was watching it too hard, and he just kept on making them, and I kept on missing them. And then he'd make them, and I'd miss them. So
So
just
is this do people have caddies for this, or are you just solo?
they can. The guy that like won it had a caddy, but the caddy didn't even like carry the bag, and he was more annoying than the guy that won it. So
What 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 uh what value does a caddy bring carrying the bag? Does the
say
caddy
like
also kind of
carry.
keep you focused?
Yeah, focus. I've caddied for a buddy, and he was actually tied for first. It came to a throw off towards
Okay.
the end, and I know when he was starting to get anxious, or he was starting to get a little like in his head, I just look at him straight in the eyes and just do like three deep
Yeah.
breaths without even saying a word, and
Yeah.
we would lock eyes,
Hmm.
and I would just breathe, just deep, and just like to
Yeah.
remind him, like, bro, just breathe, you got this. Like, and then I'm
Yeah.
just kind of helping. Like, I would take score for him, I would carry his bag for him,
Right.
just little things to kind of help ease his mental game a little bit. And like,
That
so
should be
yeah,
fun, dude. I want to be your caddy.
dude, I would love for you to be my caddy. Absolutely, I need a little bit of that out there on the course. 100%.
Yeah, I'll throw you my energy bombs at you that I gained from my trip in Costa Rica. I can throw that good energy at you, and you're gonna be hitting hole in ones.
Absolutely,
That'd be
that
fun.
would be wild. Yeah, I definitely like. I got a little bit in my head, but like for what I like, I got some like weird news right before it all, like which wasn't anything crazy, not anything like I
Oh,
wouldn't have ever like.
and it wasn't planned by an opponent. An opponent didn't set it up just to get in your head before it all started.
No, it was my buddy, and he like apologized for telling me it, and he was like, "No, man, I'm all good," and like to actually like get through
Yeah.
the game and like not have that be the reason why
Right.
that like I kind of like messed up a few of the strokes is like it felt really good to kind of be able to get through that. So it was a good test. Absolutely. And then was it, I think, no, I did another tournament too, but like being sober is the other big test for me right now is like being completely sober. Like
Yeah, it's a
doing
huge
this,
test.
like it's a game that a lot of people like associate smoking weed with. And it's like, no,
Hmm.
I'm just going to be completely sober through the whole thing. And it was nice. It was super empowering with the whole thing.
Well, I think too when you're going competitive like that, it goes to being focused. And I think if you're going out there and you're cheating before you play a competitive tournament, I don't think you're gonna win. To do it, in your spare time on your own time, fine. But
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't imagine if you were going to actually take it serious doing that before taking it serious. So
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it was definitely like it was good to just go out there and be completely sober and like
Mhm.
have that mental clarity through the whole thing without like building up that anxiety that comes behind it for me now that I've realized.
yeah, right.
And so, yeah, it's been really cool to do all these things and like not even want it, not even need it, and just have that know that I don't not relying on that crutch anymore for
Mhm.
like to numb what I used to numb with it. So it was good, but the tournament went really well. First round went even all the way through, so that was super impressive for me. And then second round I went +4 or +5,
Which is still
and like
pretty
the
good.
year before I went +17 total in between the
Wow.
two rounds. So yeah.
Would you accredit your improvement to playing on other courses? Like I think when you went to Colorado, you're doing some disc golf also. Are different courses in different states all set up a lot differently? Are they more advanced in other states, or is it similar?
I would say Colorado, there was definitely a lot of opportunities to like to work on just getting big throws, just really cranking shit out there. Um, I would really more credit my gains to my mental clarity that I have gained,
Okay.
especially over the last 8 months. Like, so I went through a divorce and like before last year, I always felt bad for leaving my wife and kids at home. And because I would always get some kind of guilt trip for trying to do something that I enjoyed, I always try to better myself with.
Mhm.
And now that it was like a kids free weekend, I had no other commitments, no other obligations. I think that was the hugest part for me. And then just like how I'm throwing the discs themselves, like I used to really rely on certain kinds of discs, and now it's like I've gotten really good with ones that do a little different flight patterns, and that's helped significantly. But I played this course. This would be like my fourth or fifth time playing a tournament at this course, so it is really like one that's like I feel really good and confident in. So that's a big part of it.
How many, you know how a golfer loses golf balls along 18? How many discs do you typically lose in a session of eight? Is it 18 holes typically?
Yeah, it's 18 at this one. Normally, like on a
None.
tournament setting,
Right.
none.
Right.
Because that costs you a stroke. So I definitely have like my colors picked out in a specific way
Okay.
so I do not lose them. So then I don't lose a stroke. Um, but if I'm out fucking around and I end up throwing like 3, 4 discs off the tee, like because I think I could do something even better than the last throw,
Hmm.
that's when I lose one because I end up forgetting just to pick it up.
Right.
There's not a lot of water hazards or anything on the courses that I have been playing. So as soon as water comes into play, I just fucking dunk it right in. It's ridiculous. It could be like a whole, like I throw 350 feet normally. And if it's a 200-foot hole with water in front of me, I'm throwing it right in the water. It's stupid. It just again gets in your head and
Yeah.
it just shanks it.
I
It's not
I
good.
think like our first session out there when I'm caddying you, we're gonna do a bunch of water traps and we're gonna face those demons head on together.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. And then just be ready to go out there with some swim shorts afterwards because
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
they're
we'll
like
catch it.
$20 a piece. So it's like you really kind of feel bad after like
Yeah.
you lost one. It's not like a golf ball. I don't know how much a golf ball costs, but
Right.
I'm
Right.
sure it's not quite that much.
How's how's the gym girl going? How's the trainer?
So the trainer, so I hit another like what was it, another session, like another like group class.
Yeah.
And she actually like she messaged me. She's like, "Oh, I haven't seen you at the gym. Did I kill you or like what happened?" I'm like, "Oh no, I'll be there. Just busy with kids and everything." But I'm thinking she might be married, but she just doesn't wear a wedding ring, which is kind of weird. So I'm not sure. And she definitely like I don't know, makes some comments here and there that makes me kind of question it, but I don't know. I did follow like friend her on Facebook, so hopefully
Oh,
she's
you
gonna see
did.
this. Yeah, so she might see it. Might see this, might not. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm gonna share the episode with her. Just give me her name.
Please.
I'll answer her.
Absolutely.
Say
Yeah,
he wants
she's
you to see this.
Yeah, I would definitely show her what a real man's like, but until then, I'm just gonna play it cool.
Yeah.
I went out on a date this week and thought it went well. Fucking thought everything. I don't know. I got the vibe, and I
Mhm.
asked her like, "Hey, want to do this again?" And
Yeah.
she's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, no, yeah, I'd like to." And then like I get a message like a couple hours later, like, "Yeah, I had a time to reflect on this, and I don't think I want to continue with it." I'm like, "Oh, well, so much for being direct." Like,
Yeah.
you
Well,
just said that 2 hour, like an hour into this date, and then we could have just parted ways, and I wasn't going to be late for that class. Like, so, like, all right, but like the mistake I
that's what
made
it's
was the
dependent on,
dog
though.
came out,
Yeah.
and like my
Yeah.
dog, he's cool when it's just me and him, but as
Right.
soon as like any other people get involved, he's just a shithead and just
Oh,
absolutely
man.
stresses me out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like he just all over the fucking place. So I'm trying to control him and like trying to talk nice to him and like, all
Yeah.
right,
Right.
like I don't
Yeah.
know,
You can't boss
whatever.
them around in front of a new guest.
Yeah. And so I can't boss him around, but then I can't like I'm not one to talk to him in like that kind of like voice. And all of a sudden that like my dad voice comes out, like that what do we call it? Like I was joking around at the bar, it was like my customer service voice comes out. And so
Yeah.
it's all real nice and just
Yeah.
trying to like be
Yeah.
peaceful and calm. And then it's like, I'm sure
Right.
that didn't help at
No.
all, but
No. No. No.
no, they don't like that. But whatever, fuck her. Like,
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. It's fine.
yeah, I'm glad that it didn't like carry on a couple more dates and then waste each other's time with it all. But yeah,
Exactly. Exactly. At least that was prevented.
yeah.
And
So,
now you're completely 100% into disc golf and going to this class and getting in
so,
shape.
yeah, definitely. I'm just gonna focus on like myself and focus on my personal health and just really focus on my kids and trying to build something for my kids is really what I need to do. Like, and I've kind of come to realize that I I don't know, try to put too much focus on trying to like find somebody, and I shouldn't because I think that's where
Yeah.
they can tell, and it's like, all
Usually
right,
likes you.
I'm gonna just like play, I don't know, just do me, and somebody will pop up in my life, and if it's the right one, great, and if not,
I think
I'm
that's
not
the way to do it.
interested.
I
Yeah.
I think
So,
you just got to do your thing and succeed and be really damn good at it.
yeah,
And while you're doing your thing, your that person meets you doing that thing, so they're used to you being that way, to you committing that time to that certain event that you're doing. And I think if somebody's used to you doing that, then the expectation when commitment comes around is, well, he's every Saturday or maybe two Saturdays of every month, he's going to be out on the course.
yeah,
You know,
exactly.
at 9 a.m. in the morning, he's going to be at the gym.
Yeah,
Because I think the way that it looks to some people when you get in a relationship, and let's say you're not doing those things at the time when you meet, is when you try to pick up those hobbies, then it's maybe there's some sort of unconscious uh, feeling. I don't know what I'm trying to say when I'm saying this, but an unconscious feeling of maybe jealousy that that person, or maybe like, why is that person trying to get away from me? And then, like you mentioned earlier, the whole guilt trip thing happens. Like, okay, well, I guess I'm here with the kids now by
yeah,
myself.
yeah.
And, eh, you know, in my prior relationship, I was like, you want gas money? Go get the fuck out of here. Go hang out with your friends, you know? So,
Right.
yeah, and that also complicates things because I think most men are that way where like if your wife wants to leave for the weekend or go to friend's house for a night or whatever it is, like go have fun, enjoy. I'll be here. Like I can chill and watch some TV and chill with the kids. Like
Yeah.
so I don't know. That's my
Yeah.
situation.
No, I agree though. Like, if they find you while you're doing you, that's in your real version.
Hmm.
There's no like faking anything. There's no like shield that you're trying to put up to pretend to be somebody you're not,
Yeah.
because that's your true version of yourself. And so if they can find you while you're being your true version of yourself, there's nothing to hide. And so they're really going to be able to accept you. And no, it was definitely, I think that's kind of was like that moment for me where it's like I really do need to just put my focus on my kids and trying to just build up my empire instead of trying to find someone that I could build it with. Because there's plenty of fish in the sea, is like what I've
Yeah.
kind of said. Like there'll be somebody that'll pop up.
Which brings a question that I have thought about, and I figured let's just throw it out onto the podcast. If I'm talking to somebody, and you've heard a few episodes of this podcast, the whole ayahuasca stuff, me being vulnerable with some things, whatever, right? If you were to meet a girl and she's like, "What do you do?" and you tell them what you're doing for work, whatever, would you, if you were someone like me that has now 13 episodes out of being just completely raw, would you tell them the first time you met them that this is the podcast and they go check it out? And let's say what the fear is they hear it and they are like, oh shit, I don't want to be with that guy. Do you think that's something that you have to hold back on because it's you being vulnerable right away, or do you think it would be a good idea just to mention it right away? And as I'm saying it out loud, I think it would be good just to mention it right away because what you're saying, don't waste my time then. Because that's who I,
100%.
what this podcast is literally who I am.
Yeah. And I think that was like kind of like the point where I got with that chick on the date. It was like I was being raw. I was being like vulnerable, telling her about like my journey on what I've been able to do. And she couldn't accept that or whatever the case was. I even try to get a little feedback because it's like, why not try to get a little feedback so that I could be better on the next date, right? And like I kind of brought up
You-
like, yeah, well, why
You're
not?
such
like
a
if
corporate man.
like
I
get a
need
little
some feedback
feedback
on
so I can be
this.
a little better at that next date, right? Like
Here's a survey. If you could turn it back to me within 24 hours, it'd be great.
But no, like I even kind of brought up like how I posted some stuff on my Facebook
Hmm.
recently, like after post divorce, that I felt a little uncomfortable about putting out to the world afterwards, like after a couple months out there, because I started getting kind of like I don't say ghosted, but just women just started kind of like falling off in some weird way, and I couldn't really figure out why. And I started getting self-conscious. And so I did kind of bring that up in the date that I posted some stuff about like either mental health or just like goals, things like that, or just like some kind of motivation. And she even mentioned, she's like, just be vulnerable, be yourself. Cause really at the end of the day, it's like you said, if they can't accept you for who you are, then they're not really even worth your time because like eventually they're going to find out what you're doing, who you are, what your past is, and if they can't just accept you right away, then it's just like just why waste either of your time at that point.
Right.
So
Right.
I don't know, it's definitely interesting getting out in the dating world now, like as a I don't know, like my dad would say, like damaged goods. Yeah,
Mhm.
you know, like
Yeah.
we are kind of are like, I don't know, divorced, couple kids. Like it's
Right.
not like I'm super desirable in
Yeah.
that way,
Right.
but I don't
Well,
know.
I think about that too, and I've thought about this a lot since I've been split, is who would want to date somebody with 3 kids and that's divorced? That's the way I feel about myself. And maybe I
Yeah,
shouldn't say that about myself because maybe I have some other things to offer, but selfishly I say, would I do that? I don't know if I would. So that's why I really, and I've talked with you about this before. That's why I'm really not in the dating world because I feel hypocritical in that way, and it's a huge block for me.
absolutely. Well, and it is. It's like, but then again, that's like your mental block. You know, that's your in this book is like your internal narrative is really just a roommate in your head that's talking. And like is that's what's causing some of these insecurities and causing some of these things that you're putting out there because it's like you're telling yourself like, hey, I'm not dateable or I'm not desirable because of X, Y, and Z.
Right.
Or is it or are you just kind of making that up in your head and then all of a sudden you're like projecting that out into the world, you know? But then
Mhm.
also like I definitely would agree where it's like, okay, being that I've got 2 kids, the chances of me dating someone without kids is pretty slim. So then you got to start thinking about like the big picture of like
They're kids.
their kids, right? And it's like I don't make enough money to have like a 5 bedroom house, like
Yeah.
it's 6 bedroom house because they, you know, she's got a couple kids, and so it's like it's a tough world to be in, but then also like a man, like men like ourselves, where we're high value men, we have these standards that we have to like put these women up to because like I'm sure they've got standards as well too. I hope
Yeah, I
like, and
mean,
if they don't, then we're not interested either because that's a
yeah,
part of our standard,
you
right?
should date somebody with standards,
Absolutely.
100%.
So like that's kind of like I don't know, back to like just someone will come up, someone will pop into our lives, and it's like until then, just continue to do you. And like, all right, you go out on this date, and like after your journey, like even bring up your journey, like of this ayahuasca, and
Yeah,
like who
right.
knows where that could go. It either is going to go one of two ways, right? It's going to go,
Yeah,
man, you did that drug and that's bad, or it's going to go to, wow, tell me more,
yeah, right.
and then it's
And
going to
option
open
two
up
is not
this
that bad because then they just walk away and
so much easier. Then you could have your burger by yourself and you don't have to worry about any of this shit, And
yeah,
so
right, right.
like I think the biggest thing like in the chapter of our lives that we're in right now is just being okay with being by ourselves. And that's something
Mhm.
like 90% of what I do, I am really okay with being by myself. Like there's a few other things that I want to accomplish by myself, but like until
Yeah,
then, like I'm that guy that'll just like I go to the bar to sit down because the service is a lot quicker, not because I'm trying to drink. And like I'm totally cool with that. Like I don't have to worry about someone else's bill. Like I don't have to worry about what they're eating. And it's just like you don't have to worry about entertaining somebody else.
yeah.
Um, I don't know, but at the end of the day, I still have some hopes to find someone. But I live in this small little town that it's like, all right,
Slim Pickens.
the options are slim and the pool is shallow. Like I just, again, I've got high standards and I definitely,
Yeah,
I'm not just trying to just do whatever. Like they've got to have the similar attractiveness as me.
yeah.
And I'm not a fucking 10 by any means, but
No, no, fuck
it's
no.
at the end of the day, I know that I'm not going to dip below my standards just
Oh,
because I'm
you've
trying to
seen the
live.
pizza reviews that Dave Portnoy does, right? I mean, some of those pizzas look incredible and they get like a 7.2.
Well, then if I'm on his scale, I'm definitely probably not getting a 7.2, but
You're getting a 6.7, I think. 6.7. I like a
yeah,
6.
yeah, right. Close
Maybe a
to
six
6'6",
nine.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, are we talking about height or are we talking about rating here? I
We're
guess I'm not sure. Yeah.
we're talking about pizza.
Oh, okay. Pizza. Oh, I definitely. Yeah, when it comes to pizza, I'm not that picky. I was just talking to my mom. It's too expensive. I just
Oh,
eat
really?
frozen pizza.
You really, really? I could go toe to toe with you on pizza because I don't eat a whole lot anymore, but you got to find a good pizza.
I guess I'm not a big fan of the red sauce. Like
Okay, I
it
see.
has to be the right kind. I'm like an
Yeah,
Alfredo or
you're Alfredo
barbecue,
guy.
like a barbecue chicken pizza.
Yeah,
I can get down on that, absolutely. But red
yeah.
sauce,
That's
not my thing.
get some green peppers and
Oh, yeah.
some
Oh,
chicken, barbecue sauce.
mm-hmm.
Not my thing.
I'd absolutely grab on that.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Okay.
I'm definitely more of a steak guy. Absolutely. I just had steak tonight with my mom. Like, oh
Yeah.
yeah,
How was your Mother's Day? What'd you do?
it was it was good. I guess I could lie a little bit and say it was good with my mom, but like I was the first Mother's Day away from like my ex, and it's like I still had these feelings because of course I saw her this morning dropping the kids off, trying to be respectful to Mother's Day. It was my kids' weekend,
Hmm.
and seeing her just kind of brings up some feelings. But then again, like I'm finding ways to cope with these feelings. So like I
Yeah.
hit the gym right after I saw her. I went out and had some breakfast. Um, I came home, got ready for church. I had some time, so I went out and played some basketball really quick. And
Can you dunk?
yeah, went played some basketball. Went to church.
Can you dunk?
Uh, huh? Still can't talk.
Okay.
It's,
All
it's
right. We're gonna at the gym. We gotta get you in a class where you're doing box jumps.
I definitely that would be the goal. Like just to, if I could dunk, and I just want
You
to be
could
good
dunk.
enough
You could have any fucking girl in the world you want.
it's the height's there. Like I just have zero hops, but I'm getting there. Like it definitely doesn't feel unobtainable completely. It's
Forget
just
about the 2 kids of baggage. If you can throw it down, it's over.
it's
It's
over.
fucking over.
Oh, all right. Next goals. All right, there we
Yeah.
go. Box
You said you
jumps.
want to accomplish some things by yourself. I think doing at least 50 to 100 box jumps every single day until you can dunk as a goal. For sure.
I think I need to add that now.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like
Yeah.
that's definitely was not on my list. It
And
was sort of on my list because it's like, damn, why not? Like
this is
I'm
why I need to be your caddy, man. I can get you there.
let's yeah,
I'll bring you
absolutely.
to the promised land.
Yeah, let's start dunking. Yeah, I definitely need to get there. So I don't know, like I bought a basketball last week just because I'm like, damn, I'm so tall and everybody asks, do I play basketball? It's like I need to at least get okay at it. So like I've
Yeah.
been playing a little bit and
You got
I
a
don't know.
gym at your gym? Basketball gym?
No, just outside at the parks and stuff like that. My
Okay.
gym's just it's at any time, so it doesn't have anything like that. So
Right.
yeah, no, it was I don't know, it was kind of cool. Like even at the park, there was a guy that was there, just kind of like I don't know, he's walking the perimeter of the basketball court for some exercise. And he's like, "Hey, can I play some basketball with you?" I'm like, "Hey, I'm not good. Like we could just shoot around and just have fun." And he's like, "Oh yeah, absolutely." So it's just kind of cool just to kind of build some kind of little community or just like
Yeah, that's
have some
cool.
positive interaction, even though I was like maybe not in like the greatest headspace, but I was still like open to have some kind of interaction out
Do you
there.
guys
So
play some horse or all around the world or anything?
no, just really just kind of just shot, like took turns and just kind of just passing it back and forth. And
Okay.
yeah, just, I don't know, kind of having fun, just getting to know each other a little bit.
Was he
So
better than you at basketball?
no, I would say probably not. I would say no. No, he
Okay, that's
wasn't.
good.
I'd say I was probably better than him, which again does not say much. I just want to get good enough for when my kids are older so then
Just
I could at least be like a decent coach or like a decent like role model towards it, you
just
know.
think if he came over and you're like, yeah, you can play with me. You start throwing it down after 50 to 100 box jumps a day for like 3 months. You start fucking throwing it down right in front of him.
I'm not far off. Like I could
You
definitely
you've
like
got to be
obviously
close. You've got to
I
be
could
close.
touch rim no problem. Like
Okay.
that's
All right.
it's not
So you need like
crazy.
another
I
six,
could
7 inches in vertical.
yeah, it wouldn't take much.
And
And it
you
would
can
just
palm, right? You can palm the ball.
yeah, okay. I can palm the ball okay.
Okay, we gotta
Like I
work
would
on
have to
that.
like really set it up to be able to like palm it right away. So
Yeah, we gotta work on that a little bit. We'll work on your grip.
just say, is it grip strength? Is that what a guy needs to work on? Okay, gotcha. I was like practicing a little bit, trying to get it there. So
Yep.
just practicing palm and just like, and then even just dribbling, just a little hand-eye like coordination with that, like just trying to get some kind of movement. And it's just like, just for fun, like really just a little
Yeah,
bit of cardio.
I love basketball. I've it's such a fun sport to play and such a fun sport to watch. Do you follow professional at all?
I don't follow any
You're
professional
not
sport.
watching this Wolves run or anything like that? Oh my God.
No,
It's
not
just
any of this. I did literally, I like any of the TV that I do watch is like just silly adult animation. Like I'm really
yeah,
just all about humor
like Family
and
Guy.
just like I really don't want to watch anything too serious nowadays. Like
Me also, I'm pretty set in watching the NBA playoffs and then baseball and then I'll watch football and that's about it. I'm the same way. I can't really get into any series of any sort.
none
It's
of
a
it's that
lot.
interesting. Yeah, none of it's that
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. It's just too mind numbing. And again, it's like
It
the
is. I mean,
it's
yeah.
a trap. It's a trap to get you to keep on watching. I'll have TV on while I'm doing some like laundry or something, folding the millions of clothes and everything else that I've got to put away.
Right.
So it's like it'll be like Family Guy, Simpsons, American Dad, Futurama. It's pretty light, pretty funny. Like I'm not trying to watch anything too
Did you
serious.
ever watch? I know you just said you don't really ever watch anything serious, but this was an older series. Hey, did you ever watch Breaking Bad?
Oh yeah, yeah,
That
definitely
was a good
watched some
series,
great.
wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
great one. That definitely kept you coming back for more. I can't even think of like some other ones that were freaking awesome like that. Again, I
Breaking Bad was one of the few.
it really was.
Walking Dead fucking pissed me off, and I walked away on after the fifth season. I was done. I
I don't
couldn't
think
do
I
it
even made
anymore.
it that far.
So
I
here's
I couldn't.
here's my ending. This is what the show had to do. And if they didn't do it, they would be fucking stupid. Rick is in a coma. He wakes up in a coma, and everything that happened was a fucking dream. And if
Yes.
you really want to make it fucked up, you could say that like his nurse was that Michonne, the black girl that he was dating in it after, in like this fourth, fifth season. And like the other guy, like Daryl in the hospital, was the janitor that was always in the room, fucking mopping the room at night. Like it just turns out that everybody that was in that world, in that dream, was just working at the hospital. Rick was in the coma. I mean, how fucking perfect would that ending be?
That would, yeah, absolutely. They definitely should have cut it off. And it just turned into like a soap opera with zombies, is all that absolutely did. And it's just like infuriating. I just, like you said, after like, I don't think I made it to fifth. I definitely don't think I made it past like a third season.
It was
I
good
even
for the
tried,
first couple seasons. It kept me
yeah,
in.
it was great. And then
Yeah.
it just was not at all like, I just, yeah, no, I think there was a little bit of that. I don't know. I used to binge watch all kinds, but then it was like wasting time. Like that's all I was doing, like sitting with my ex, just watching TV after the kids went to bed, or we are just sitting around smoking weed. And it's like,
Yeah.
I just found that it was just a big waste of time now. It's like rarely does the TV come on. When the TV does come on nowadays, it's like right before bedtime when the kids are getting ready. It's like, all right, this is our like 45 minutes of just
Yeah.
like hanging out, cuddling, relaxing. I don't even have a TV upstairs. I've got a TV just downstairs in my one living room down there. And it's like they don't even get exposed to screen time when they're here, other than right before bed.
Right.
So it's kind of one of those like personal goals that is like, I'm not trying to have a TV raise my kids. Like it definitely they need. So we went out and played at the park like a couple times, like even in one day, like we played out in the backyard. We did a bunch of grilling. It was that's the childhood that I grew up with. So I'm hoping to give them the exact same. Like, let's
Yeah.
go out and play. Like, I can't wait till they start getting older and like we start like bike rides and like playing basketball, playing like whatever. Like
Throwing it down on them.
I absolutely will. Like, but for now, I'll pick them up and let them throw it down to show them what it's like. Like that's I don't know where I'm at. Is like
Yeah.
I can't wait for that. But they're just so young, and right now it's just a big test. Like I'm in the thick of it, and it's like it's tough with a 2 and a 3-year-old by yourself, and you're just trying to juggle them, trying
Yeah.
to keep both of them
I'm
happy, and
That's got to be a lot. I
it's
I will
nutty.
admit that my first two, when they were that young, I was at work a lot and I was just working a ton. With this youngest one, I'm actually present a lot more for when, you know, the time spent with her. And I just bought her like a big wheel and she's just pushing that big, like riding that big wheel around. It's like, it's so fun to watch that progression of growth and maturity, and to also watch them discover things in life that can bring them joy, like that. Just and with exercise, and it's so cool.
I love that. Like, have you noticed, because you've got boys and girls,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Like how different they are growing up, and like how they say like, oh, like he's such a boy, but like for real, like just a wrecking ball. Like my son he's the youngest, and he is no fear, just absolute wrecking ball, and just wrecking shit all the time, and he's just wild. And my daughter is just ultra sweet, very, not to say sensitive, but just very in tune with like emotions, and
Yeah.
um, just kind of just like you said, very traditional girl. And it's crazy to see the difference. But then like this weekend, she's starting to really like kind of get that courage of like going down a huge slide and like watching her light up every time she gets like up to the top and then comes all the way back down again. It's like, wow. And I just make sure to like let her know that I'm proud of her, but specifically what I'm proud of her for. So
Mhm.
then so that resonates. So it's like, hey, I love that you're becoming so brave and that you've got so much courage. I remember when you wouldn't even come down that side, and now you're conquering it. And so I'm really specific with the compliments with the kids. And it's like, definitely, it's really awesome to watch them grow. And so I'm excited, like you said, to get them on like some kind of big wheels and get them on these bikes and have them active. And so
Mhm.
like my kids are going to be pretty tall. So I've gotten like as many like basketballs, footballs, soccer balls. Like we are trying to work on hand-eye coordination as much as we can,
Yeah.
just so then like they are ready for this one day. And I'm not going to be one to force anything, but I'm going to strongly encourage them and like maybe
Yeah.
remind them like, hey, if dad would have knew he was gonna be as tall as he was, he probably would have tried a little harder at basketball and football. Just we should give it a little bit more of a shot, you
Yeah,
know.
and you're giving them those tools early on also. So if let's say there is an interest in it, sports are always a lot more fun when you can beat everybody else. So if that foundation is already built into a child of understanding different mechanics of a game, hand-eye coordination, and then that growth comes after, then you're just a fucking animal because you there's a lot of point guards in the NBA now that are like 6'9", 6'8", and in high school they were point guards because they were at the time 5'10", 5'11", 6 foot before their growth spurt. So they have the ball handling skills of somebody that was smaller. And then they had
Yep.
the growth spurt and they're like, now they're fucking huge and they still have the ball handling skills to line up against positions of guys that are normally 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I'm definitely excited for that. And it's like I was talking to my mom about that, about how like if you would have told me that I was going to be this tall, I probably would have tried a little harder.
Mhm.
And I kind of had to reflect a little bit on myself a little bit too, where it's like the courage and the I'm trying to just the self-worth that you get from being good at a sport. It means so much. And like I haven't had that my whole life. Like I'm looking back at like a lot of things like sports wise that I was never good at sports. And there wasn't many good things I felt like I was good at. Um, until I found sales. And I did find that I was good at sales. So I felt like I had the encouragement from that and like the self-worth from that. But then once I kind of fell out of sales and it's like, all right, I leaned into disc golf. And once I started getting good at disc golf, it's like it's amazing how you don't need someone to tell you you're good, but as long as you feel good at what you're doing, you have that self-worth and you have that encouragement, even that carries on to other things through life. And so I definitely would say, like, as long as I get these kids like motivated to do something and like working on this hand-eye coordination, if I just hope for them to be good at least one sport.
Right.
Just be good at something. I don't, it doesn't even have to be a sport. Be good at chess. I don't even care, but just to have that just self-love that you get from that, I think means a lot. So yeah.
Yeah, we kind of went off on a side quest. So anyways, back to Mother's Day.
Side quest. Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
because
I
we
love
talked
side
about
quests.
so you after the gym, play a little bit of basketball, shot around, and then what was the rest of your Mother's Day?
Church. Went to
Church. Yeah,
church.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. It was
Cool.
good. Church was definitely, I don't know, a little like mixed emotions because there it was Mother's Day. So they're talking about um like values of what you would say like a good mother and a good wife. And like all of a sudden I start reflecting back and it's like, yeah, maybe she didn't really have a lot of these things. Like she's a great mother. Like I would definitely say that up and down, but like the things that she did in the marriage and just weren't as wholesome as a person would expect out of a
Yeah,
wife.
yeah.
So like it was definitely like mixed emotions with church. But then I made it through and had
I
some time to reflect.
I love the way that you are so in tune with your own emotions. How just with what you just that story you told about church, how you reflect back on these things and you it seems like you process them again with maybe with definitely a different perspective, but with still some emotion. And the reason why I bring this up is because that's not something I do. And I think I've been thinking about this a lot, why I love this podcast. And one is these conversations that we have, I would never actually have if I didn't have this.
It's
And,
crazy.
and,
Yeah.
and when you and I or me and whoever's on the screen are bouncing these things back and forth to each other, it really opens up new ideas for me, and that might be something that would help myself. What you're talking about is if something comes up that maybe brings up a past memory, instead of just brushing it off and forgetting about it, it would be worth the time of, okay, so this is how it made me feel. How do I feel about it now?
Yes. I would love that for you. And I would chalk it up huge to my sobriety. Like that was what really, because I used to just drown any feelings, emotions, anxieties in weed. I would just get tore up, and it's like
Hit the dab.
Not quite a dab level. I'm a little old for the dab level of getting high, but I definitely smoked the shit out of my bong, right?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
but it was definitely something I leaned on. And like I said, it used to like soften the edges of my life, and I would just use it to numb these emotions. And now, like being sober, I have to sit in them completely sober, feeling every single one of them. And that was the biggest change in like what's going on. Like I cry 3 times a week, probably.
No shit.
Yeah, I probably cry like 3 times a week, and it's not over just like the things that hurt me in the past with like my ex, but like even my kids, like seeing what they're doing and how they're growing, and like I feel these
Watching
like
kids is emotional. I'll give you that one.
oh, like even my like watching my kids grow up and watching what they're doing, and like it definitely brings some tears to my eyes. Or even like I was playing disc golf at leagues last week, and there was another couple that had a kid. Like they brought their kid up and like just met with mom or whatever because mom was playing disc golf and dad was just out doing his thing with the kid and brought the kid up, and I was like just even seeing that kid almost like brought some like watery eyes, like there's something about a young
Oh,
child and like their innocence and like
yeah, yeah.
that they just don't know about this world. And it's like as long as you can build like a safe place for them to release these emotions and give them a safe place to thrive, it's they're only going to grow better. And so instead of like trying to like pacify them and try to quiet them with like screens or with toys or whatever. And it's like, I
Yeah.
ask my kids like all the time, like, how are you feeling? What's going on? Let's dig deeper. Come here. Let's talk about this. Let's go a little further into it and just try to dig. So then they feel safe to release those emotions with me. But yeah, I definitely, like I said, I cry a couple times a week. If it's something random, and I'll kind of bring it up.
Yeah.
And yeah, definitely to feel has been kind of new for me, to be honest. I used to really just like not even be able to feel. Like I would just sit in it. Hold on. Hey, please quit. Thank you. Super distracting. That dog. He'll do that every
That it seems like that dog messes a lot of things up for you.
time. Dog fucking stresses me out more than the kids do.
Was the dog
100%.
your choice?
Hmm.
No.
I picked the kind of dog, but it was one of those situations that she wanted a puppy so bad and this and that, and got it a puppy. I don't know, like, and so,
Mhm.
but he's been my rock. Like he comes with me every day to work, and I don't know. He's been
What,
good.
he drives around in the car with you?
Yeah, he rides along with me. But now that's getting too hot. He's not going to be able to now. Like it
Yeah.
sucks. But all winter long,
Wow.
absolutely loved it. Yeah, he loves just cruising around. He just pass out in the passenger seat all day. Like he doesn't.
How often do you have to take him out for a potty break? Like every couple hours or
No, never,
never? How
never. He
how
just
long are
waits
your shifts? 8 hours, 10
eight
hours?
hours. Yeah,
Okay. Well,
8 hours.
sure.
Yeah,
Piss before
he
you
would be
leave
sitting
and
at
piss when you
home
get
for eight
home.
hours.
Yeah, right. That's
So
true. That's a great point.
he's got he's all good. He totally doesn't even want to come out. Like he just is just passed out. I don't have to tell him to
Right.
chill or not. Like he's just chilling right there. He's just
You
always
just have
just
to work on him as a wingman, it sounds like.
he's a great wingman. He really
Well,
is. But he's
and
just
until he starts pissing you off and you start talking like you work in customer service.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
he's great until he's not. Absolutely. Like he could definitely like open the door. Like absolutely he is a golden
Right. Yeah.
retriever
Yeah.
through and through. He will definitely he get me into those first steps. After that, he could just go find some other family to go hang out with at the bar, and then I'll just continue talking over here. But
Yeah. Right.
no, so to finish off where I was going with this, like another side quest is so yeah, finished church, and then went up to my mom's place, actually up in Andover, and like spent the
Okay.
rest of the day with her. We went out to Menards and got some flowers, got I don't know a rose bush, and so I planted the rose bush and all of her flowers for her, and she had some steaks, and so I'm like, all right, I'll grill them up for you. And so yeah, I grilled up some steaks and just hung out and just talked, and yeah, it was good. That's for sure. And then I just got home. Well, about I don't know. When you were texting me, I was still on the road.
Okay.
And so it's like, all right, I'll just hang out at the house here for a little bit. It's better than doing whatever else I would have done. Just probably go out to like a bar and hope to find somebody. Again, not a fucking place to find anybody. So I'm really glad that I'd rather talk to you, honestly, anyway. So it's like, all right.
That's
So just hung out. I did some dishes before.
just some dishes.
Yeah. And that's the other part. It's like if I would have just came home, got stoned, wouldn't want to have this conversation,
Right.
wouldn't have did the
Yeah.
dishes, um, just wouldn't have gotten as many things accomplished as I did. And so, yeah, no. And so, yeah, been a good day. Like I definitely had some time to reflect on like the feelings and the emotions and like the wishes and the hopes, but then also like that she wasn't really the one. And so now I'll go spend it with somebody that is like truly important, which is my mother, the person that has
Yeah.
been there through this whole thing, hearing me cry, giving me advice, just listening. And so, yeah, I went and spent some time with her, and it was awesome. Just and she wasn't feeling good this week, so I
Right.
wanted to make sure to go like spend some time with her and like cook her up a good meal. And so she had some steak to eat up for the rest of the week. I crushed my whole steak. I was so fucking hungry. It's like, all right,
Cut did you get?
what that was some ribeyes.
The ribeyes. Okay.
So
Cool.
yeah, yeah, I'm a T-bone guy, but I'll cook up fucking
You're a
anything.
T-bone guy. You're a good guy.
Oh,
Not a lot of people pick out the T-bone. It's an underrated cut.
I don't know why. They don't know. I want that fat little side.
Mm-hmm.
That tender. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that, and then give me some. I like the fat too. Like
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
as bad as it sounds, it tastes so freaking good. Like
Oh,
I like
yeah.
a
And
little fattier
you know,
steak.
fat really isn't that bad to eat when it's on meat like that. It's not gonna,
Sure.
you
It's
know,
not all processed and like
exactly.
yeah,
It's
it's real
natural.
natural. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So I'm not afraid of it. Absolutely. I'll
No.
yeah. So yeah, some ribeyes and some rice and some salad. It was a freaking
Cool. That
fantastic
sounds like
dinner.
a great meal.
It was
Yeah.
amazing. Good Caesar salad and all the rice. I don't know. It was on point. That's for sure. So yeah, it felt good. Did you do anything for Mother's Day?
Yeah, I had the kids today, so that was an adventure. And then I brought the kids with my mother to a restaurant called the Monte Carlo in downtown Minneapolis.
Okay.
And um, I think Monte Carlo was understaffed because so we didn't get helped or waited on. I reserved a table, and when we got there, they go, "Oh, yeah, it's not the table you reserved." So my mother was already irritated. And we get the table that they gave us. Nobody comes for waters for like the first 10 minutes. And my kids, of course, my mom's like, give them a phone, give them a phone. I'm like, no, no, this is a test. This is a test. And she goes,
Mm.
and my mom then goes to my daughter, okay, you need to exercise your patience. My daughter goes, I don't exercise patience. So like they're just going back and forth with each other.
They're testing each other now.
Yeah.
Grandma
Yeah.
and
So then my mom turns to me and she goes, let's just get out of here. We'll just go. And I said, no, we're not fucking going. We're staying here and we're gonna have lunch. Like whatever, we're gonna sit through it. We're
yes.
gonna have some fun today. And it's
Yeah.
anyway, we got through it. It it's a higher end restaurant. It didn't turn out, like it should have. But
Sure.
uh it was funny watching my mother call my daughter impatient, and then my mother turning to me and saying, "Let's get out of here." Like,
Maybe a learned behavior slightly,
yeah. And then finally, in the middle of eating, my mother says to my daughter, "You know where you get that impatience? You get it from me." So at least she was at least aware
She
of
can,
it
she can't
after
get
about
it.
halfway through. So, and
Oh.
I called it out too. I said, "You're being just as impatient as she is." Like, I can't say too much to you because it's Mother's Day, but I want to.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, it's funny because like I definitely had to do the same, similar with my mom. Like she was like getting, well, she wasn't feeling good, whatever, but she's getting to the tail end of it, and she's like, I don't want to go to Menards. It's gonna be just so busy, and there's just gonna be so many people. I'm like, then you can stay in the car, or you come pick out the flowers,
Right.
and I'll just sit in line. Don't worry about it. Like I've grown a lot of patience over this last few months. It's like, I understand that you're not feeling good. but I want to do this for you. And I don't want that to limit what we're about to do. So how can I make that easier? And so it's like, all right, we're going to do this and this is how we're going to do it. And she ended up just, she was perfectly fine. Yeah, it was busy as shit, but she's still like, she started picking out flowers. She's like, oh, you can get in line now. I've got a couple more that I want to pick out. I'm like, perfect. Sounds good. So then I sat in line and she went and picked out a few more. And yeah, it was great. But so you went to the Monte Carlo. Have
Mhm.
you been there before?
Yeah, we've been there about 3 or 4 different times. It's a
Okay.
place my mom likes to go to. But it's not on my top 5 or 10 of downtown Minneapolis restaurants.
I'm sure everywhere is going to be just stupid busy. Everywhere is going to be so
Yeah.
busy.
Yeah. I more care about the quality of service and food overall. And they have some good food there, but you know, I I'm kind of fancy in that way. I like to go to like a French restaurant, like the Maison Margot is really good, or
Uh,
Porzana's. It's an Argentinian steakhouse. It's everything's super fucking expensive, but the taste and the service is bar
you get
none.
what you pay for, right?
They deep fry their stuff in tallow rather than corn oil. Like that
Wow.
right there.
Yeah. No, I definitely I could feel that. Like I went to this little like hole in the wall bar this morning for my breakfast,
Hmm.
and I was like the first like they open at 9, but their front doors were wide open, and I was there at 8:50. And I'm like, oh, you guys open to take orders yet? You know, it's like, oh no, not yet. Like, okay, I'll hang out. I'll get a water. Thanks. You know, so I'm waited 10 minutes and it's like, all right, can I get a biscuits and gravy and um, whatever? And got like my eggs, my hash browns. And then they come out and like the biscuits were the hardest fucking biscuits I've ever had. Like, I really had to like cut the shit out of them. I'm like, hey, just so you know, those are the toughest biscuits I've just about ever had. Like, just really nice and quiet, and like, hey, this is what's going on. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Can I get you new ones? I'm like, I'm hungry. I already ate like 3/4 of this or half of this. I just want you to know so the next person
The next person,
doesn't get
right?
this same kind of meal. Like it, I don't care. I'll eat it. Like I'm not
How,
picky. I'm hungry from after the gym. Just give me some food, and then I can carry on with my day. And like
how many times have you sent back a plate of food in your life?
never.
Same. The only
I've
time I do
never.
is when my mother is with me. My mother
Is it
sends
your
back,
mother's food that you're sending back?
no, like if I don't like something or something's not done right, she'll speak up and say he needs a new.
Oh, so you
Yeah.
don't send it back, but your mom speaks up to have it sent back.
Yeah, because my mother sends back a plate almost every single time that we go to a restaurant. It's like
Hmm,
super, super particular.
that's
Like this,
interesting.
yeah, like these are overdone. This isn't cooked through enough. Um, my fries aren't hot. Give me a fresh batch of fries, and some of the like sometimes I'm like, yeah, you're right. Like it's not done right. I get it. But other
Yeah.
times it's like, fuck. How many times have you had f your food spit in? At least 3 times. I guarantee it. I
That's what I'm
guarantee.
saying. Yeah. I don't think I'd start cooking meals at home and then just tell her like, well, I cooked it, so you're shit out of luck. You're not sending it back. You get to cook it yourself the rest of the way then if you're upset. Like you're not tipping me, you're not paying me. So you can't be mad at me. Go cook it yourself or you're gonna eat it, like
Right.
type of deal. Like I don't know if I would go out to dinner that often with someone that sends it.
It's actually really funny. Like my dad and I, we laughed the whole time. But um, yeah, there's times that it's uncomfortable. Another one is when she goes to the deli counter at grocery stores, picks a fight every time.
What is she picking a fight with the person at the
Like
deli counter
like
for?
one example was she comes up and she says to the deli counter lady, "Okay, I want how many pounds would 8 slices of corned beef be?" And the deli counter lady goes, "I don't know." And my mother goes, "Well, figure it out." You know.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I'm immediately booking it to the opposite end of the store to go get some milk or whatever. I'll
Something
just come
completely
back.
not corned beef at this point. I'm getting the fuck
So
out of
yeah,
here.
so I'm coming back. I'm gonna walk back over the deli counter and I see the woman that she was working with puffing and puffing as she was walking away down the hall back into the break room where the employees probably have their lunch. And I walk up to my
Oh,
mother and she goes, "Dink of the century." I'm like, "Really? How about you?" You know?
oh my
And then
goodness
then to set her off, I'll
gracious.
say, "Well, maybe she was having a bad day." She goes, "She's having a bad day." Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, "Well, like you just, it's
Does
fun.
your
It's
mom
fun to
watch
get
these podcasts?
it's fun to get her going." Um, no, she thinks podcasts are boring.
Well, good. Good. Yeah, that's
But
wild. Like
she'll see it. I don't fucking care. She if she sees it, I don't
she's
care.
she's gonna leave you a bad review on your podcast.
She will. Yeah, yeah. She'll say, "Send it back." Delete it.
Send it back. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, I definitely believe in like spreading as much positivity as physically possible and like genuinely being as nice to every single person as possible. But I think that's the same as you. Is like we worked in retail long enough
Yeah, right.
that it's like I know what it's like to be shit on all
Hmm.
the time by somebody that just having a bad day. And it's like I'm trying to like create as much positive atmosphere that for that person that's behind the counter. Like
Yeah. And you and I were always really good at turning it into a positive interaction that turned into more business down the road.
absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
that in when you're working in retail and you have somebody that's a piece of shit, instead of fighting back at them, throw like you're saying, throw that positive energy in it and make a friend, and that person will shop with you going forward for the rest of their life.
Absolutely. Kill them with kindness, right? Like,
People don't remember what you said, but they remember how they felt when they walk out the door.
yeah, I love
Yeah.
that. No, absolutely. Well, and it's like, I know, like, being that I worked in retail for so long on nice summer days,
Mhm.
right? Like, you knew that you wish that you were outside enjoying that summer day. And so, like, anytime, like, there was a couple times this week where I walked into a store and they're like, oh, it's really nice outside. I'm like, nope, it's terrible.
Rainy.
You don't want to be out there. Like just being funny,
Yeah.
like, but it's like, no, just trying to put some like spin on it to try to make their day. Or like, even if I notice a name tag,
Hmm.
it's like, hey, Pam, I hope you have a great rest of your day or whatever the case may be. Right.
I'll tell you this. I worked outside for the last 5 years. I'll work inside in a mall 10 times out of 10 every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I I'm glad that I get a mix of it. So like at work, I'm driving around the cities all day. So I'm in my
Yeah.
car,
Right.
outside walking, then inside a building for a little while. And then it's a good mix. So I get to enjoy the sunshine. I get to soak in some of that. I definitely enjoy it. But then also I get the reprieve of like blast the shit out of that air conditioner as soon as I get in
Or
if it's
heat.
really
Yeah.
nasty.
Yeah.
Or just hang out inside for a little bit. A lot of these places I'm in are just they're hot and sticky and gross. So it's like I'm not really a reprieve when I'm in them. But yeah, no, I definitely try to like whenever someone's like I could tell that they're not enjoying their day because it's nice outside. I'll just try to make a joke out of it. Like, no, you don't want to be out there. It's terrible. It's gross. Like you don't no, you don't want to be out there.
I feel like I the term of working in retail is almost a dirty term, especially when you're out job searching for other careers, no matter maybe what your title was in retail or how much you accomplished in retail. If you were to go to a business to business type of company, corporate company, they don't look at it as something very serious. But what the difference is, in my opinion, in people that work in retail, like you and I, compared to maybe somebody that's just picking up a part-time job, is it was still 100% running a business.
Absolutely.
What,
Yeah,
like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The people that you hire in retail are pivotal to your success. And sometimes what people see at your location is somebody that just doesn't give a fuck. And maybe that's that corporate person that's making that hire, and they say, "Oh, that's just somebody that works at a place that does it doesn't take business serious."
yeah.
But
I don't know.
I
It
digress.
definitely, yeah, I definitely agree where it's like I thought what I was doing was like that was my college degree, right? And in some forms it was, and it's helped me progress in life and like kind of use some of these different tactics in my future jobs. But I definitely do look back at it and it's like, no, that wasn't a college degree. That was me just getting by in my 20s, making okay money to just continue to try to figure out the rest of my life because I'm not going to continue to work just retail. And
Right.
so, yeah, it's definitely, yeah, like you said, it's not as, mm, it doesn't look as impressive on a piece of paper
It
as like
really
you would
doesn't.
have
No.
hoped. It doesn't. And so you kind of have to back to like sales though. You got to sell yourself. And
Yeah.
like at the end of the day, you kind of learn some really good sales tactics. And like once you're able to sell yourself in it, then you're able to land the job that you were hoping for. And so that's kind of what I've had to do trying to get into where I am.
My the end of my day today before I got on with you is I had to take my finals for my baseball scouting general manager class.
Yeah.
So I passed that. So I know,
You know right away that you passed it, huh?
yeah, they give you the grade immediately. So
That's awesome.
I
Congratulations,
I am now
buddy.
certified scouting and general manager of baseball. So
How do you feel about that?
I feel pretty good. I have an interview with the Twins on Monday.
Do you know
So
where like your home base is going to be out of? Is it like so? Do you get to spend a lot of time in Minnesota then with that, or
for now, yeah, as far as I know, I don't know what this is going to turn into, but I think what it's going to start out to be just as entry level is like a part-time thing,
cool?
which is totally fine. At least I'm kind of getting my foot in the door, working in sports, getting the taste of it, starting to meet new people, build my brand, present myself as somebody that can be very successful and that works hard and, move up that way. I mean, that's always the attitude I've always had for everything that I've done, you as well, where you get in, you work your way up, you build that reputation. And I'm really excited about it because this is the first time that I'm doing it while not doing hard drugs. Like
Yeah, good
I'm
for you.
I'm actually going to be entering a situation where my mind is clear and I'm in a really good headspace.
I love
So
that.
if I'm able to put together what I've put together in the past with maybe being present about 50% of the time, really, and be
Right.
able to at least plug in, let's say 30%, will still leave myself some 20% grace. I should be able to kill it.
Absolutely. Well, and I think with this position too for you is that it's not going to surround you in any kind of potential mm, situations where you could be surrounded by that. Where like
Right.
it's sales, there's there's a lot of vices salespeople are
Mm,
surrounded with, right? Either it's
that's right.
drinking or drugs or I don't even know what else, like there's quite a few other vices that I feel like we get surrounded by. And with this, it's not gonna, it's, you're surrounding yourself by people that are sports minded and like goal oriented with what they're trying to do. And so it's like, you're not going to be surrounded by people that are doing the things that you don't want to be involved in. And that sounds perfect for you, man. I'm super excited.
Yeah, me too. I really am. So, and I actually have a few other interviews too, so I don't even know if that's going to be the one I'm going to take, but
I love
I,
doing interviews.
I,
I love
what
it.
I'm ultimately looking for is flexibility because, as I had mentioned, this podcast, I want to continue to do this because, as I mentioned earlier, it's been really good for my mental health, like really good. I look forward to it. I enjoy it. I have a lot of fun. I think the people that come on also have a lot of fun. And then the LLC that I'm working on too, I need something with flexibility that would allow me to maybe log a shift if it means watching some tape from maybe 7 p.m. at night to 2 a.m. in the morning, and then
Yeah.
I can, wake up again at 6 or 7, run to my LLC or, jump on some podcasts, whatever it is I need to do. But I think just creating like 3, 4 streams of income is going to be the key going forward in this world that seems to be being taken over by AI. I don't know what jobs are going to be around in 2 or 3 years just because of the automation of everything. So if there's multiple ways to kind of back up that income, I'm set.
Yep. Absolutely. Well, and I think too, like the biggest flex nowadays, like being a single dad, is like the availability for your children.
That too. Yeah.
And that's what like I look at right now with like what I've got is like, yeah, I could try to find a different job that I could make more money at, or I can be more successful at, or maybe more glamorous than what I'm doing now. But at the end of the day, am I able to pick up my kids every day from daycare? And I'm able to show up for them for anything that they need in way of like appointments or Just like if I need a day off, like, okay, you can take that day off. Like, you know that we're going to figure it out. And so that's my biggest thing that I love is like
Yeah, flexibility. It's
the
nice.
flexibility that I can actually be present for my kids and like pick them up from daycare every single day without a question. And
The
then if
the
like I
place you
have
worked at
them,
beforehand wouldn't have allowed that.
no, absolutely not. Yeah, working retail or working anything like that, no way. I would have been stuck there until 9 o'clock at night, getting there at whatever time during the day. And it's like, there's no way that would have worked for any kind of schedule. So then what I would have had to give up is my custody with my kids because I put my work first.
Mhm.
And now it's like, hey, when I've got my kids, they get dropped off at daycare at 6:30, then I can start work at 6:30. Or
Yeah,
if I don't have my kids, I can start at 5:30.
right.
And so it's like it all works out that I can definitely take care of my kids. And that's the biggest thing for me. I was talking to my mom about it. She's like, today, actually, she's like, have you ever thought about like starting your own vending business or anything with this? I'm like, yeah, but I wouldn't want to try to compete with these guys. Like, I just would rather just work for them instead of against them
Yeah.
every day because it's like they take care of me, they take care of my family, they make sure that I get a meal every day, couple meals a day. You know, they make sure I get my energy drinks. They make sure that I'm taken care of. Why would I want to try to find something else? Like
Are you
it's
still a BFC guy?
I don't think they even make a BFC anymore. That would be like nostalgic as shit though. I was thinking about it. Like they definitely should. Like a real can of Monster. I wonder if it's the same volume. No, it's not because I'm sure they were making those twist off ones before, but like oh, I'm sure I take in more caffeine than that still today. Like I drink like C4s. I drink two of those a day. That's like 800 milligrams. So
Yeah, I used to hit Red Bull super hard when I was in the midst of my jewelry career. Like it
those are
was
little rookie ones. Those are like 100 milligram ones, 120 milligrams. Those are
I I used to just like the taste of them and I would
oh,
just crush them. And
I
like
wish
that,
they would actually make like caffeine free versions of these energy drinks.
yeah, yeah,
I would drink
an idea.
absolutely. Like if I can get a caffeine free or like a low
Like
caffeine
a
version.
decaf. Call it like a
Yeah, a
decaf energy
decaf.
drink. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Like they should make a decaf version. I've said this before. I'll say it again. I would drink the shit out of those even more. Like give me a decaffeinated version. I I said it on another podcast in the past. I'll say it on this one. Make a decaf Monster or C4 or Red Bull. I bet people would, I think they would probably sell more because then it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
right.
I feel bad. I'm not going to drink a third one of these fucking things today, but I really like the way they taste. So if you had a decaf, absolutely, you'd
I
probably drink four of them.
feel like the whole decaf is even like a placebo in a way, placebo effect, where if you drink it, you still think maybe you're getting that jolt, even though you're not actually getting that jolt.
Absolutely. I'm sure it's probably the sugar and everything else that's involved
Yeah,
with
there's
it
still
too.
sugar in it, so you're still getting a sugar buzz, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But no,
You are you a fan of zero
decaffeinated.
sugar pops?
No, but my energy drinks are zero sugar,
Okay.
which aren't good. I know it's not like it's way
Yeah,
worse.
right.
It's way worse.
It is
It's
way worse. And I like, I'll look at the calories and I see zero, and I'm like, okay, that's cool because I've been counting calories. But I when I do it, and I haven't done it, I think I've only done it twice in the last 10 weeks. But when I drink the zero cals, I was like, God, this just doesn't taste right to me. Something about it
mhm.
tastes weird,
Yeah.
and it's that either that aspartame or whatever other synthetic sweetener they'll use, just so bad for you.
Well, and what I learned about it is like the fact that like your body isn't made to process that fake sugar. Like there isn't like the way the real sugar breaks down in our body was made for that
Yeah,
in a way, right? Like it's still
right.
not good for us, but our body was created to be able to break that down where like these fake sugars are not. So I definitely don't drink it because it's zero sugar. I just like the way those ones taste. Like if you made a
Okay.
full sugar version, like all
You,
right,
you
cool.
like
Like
those white ones? Are you drinking the white monsters now?
yeah, I'll drink the white monsters if that's what's available.
You know how they say like the white girls like the pumpkin spice lattes? You're such a white male.
White
So
monsters.
many of those men, so many men
Oh,
drink those white monsters.
I drink a lot of
Yeah.
C4. That's my go-to. If I'm
Okay.
like, but if it's a worst case scenario and I can't find C4,
I used to love their pre-workout.
Yeah,
Such a
I
great
had
buzz.
one time that was just the worst tasting one I've ever had. But they definitely, yeah, they've come a long way, and it's
Make your
pretty, yeah,
skin itch. They work so good.
yeah, ears tingling,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So no, that I definitely am addicted to some caffeine. Absolutely. So I still drink a couple of those a day, but work provides it. So or like if I don't get them from work for free, I get them at least a really good discount. So like
Right.
I'll pay like $2 a piece for them. So it's like, all right, I don't feel too bad about it. So no, that's interesting. I'm trying to cut back. There's days where I'll go with one. I found that the more I drink them, the more tired I feel.
Yeah.
So
I,
it's like, I don't know, they're just hyping you up for a little bit and then you're crashing out. So I'm just trying to use like more, like eat more food and then I'll feel more energy, right?
right.
Like, so yeah.
Yeah.
But what else you got planned for the week? Any big
Um,
plans for the weekend?
yeah, I don't have the kids next weekend, so I don't have anything yet. Um, this week I'm gonna be pretty busy with a few different things, some interviews. Got I think 3 or 4 podcast episodes lined up at the moment.
Yeah, that's
Um,
awesome.
I've just really been staying busy that way. And then, I still am taking some football courses, a scouting general manager football course, and then also like a data analytics football course as well. So yeah, I have those classes this week, all my homework. So I'll be busy. I'll be busy. A
Staying
lot of,
really busy.
yeah. And then I'm going to try to get at least 2 10-mile hikes in this week as well. At least two. I'm going to
Okay.
try for a third, but fucking my book tomorrow. And also, I have a date on Monday night.
Ooh,
Yeah.
where'd you meet that one?
Online. Um,
I'm okay. We could definitely talk about this whole online thing.
uh, yeah.
I I'm not a fan at all of online dating.
I'm, I'm excited. I am excited about it. I do have to say,
Okay.
I'm excited about this one. Not because I want to get serious with anybody, but the conversation has just been really good. And
Interesting.
yeah, but the thing is, and she's probably gonna hear this because this
Because
kind
you're
of
friends on Facebook or what?
no, but this leads to that question I asked you earlier. Do I tell them about the podcast or not? But I I feel maybe this is so deep into the episode she had stopped listening by now, so I'll just say it.
Hopefully, yeah.
Um, she has a couple kids too, so it would be cool if, you know, like we just hung out without kids for quite a while and didn't have to like get that serious
Absolutely.
and just have like a good solid friendship or relationship. And I'm not the type to go out and meet multiple people and fool around. That's just not who I am. I think you know that from talking to me a lot. It would just be
Yeah.
cool just to like have somebody that you could call during the day and just talk for a half hour, catch up on life, and maybe hang out once or twice a week
Yeah.
max. And the once or twice a week doesn't have to be physical in any way. It can just be like, let's go get dinner together
Yeah.
and hang out and just be like really good friends. And eventually, if it just continues, it turns into like real actual love. But I don't want to force it, and I do have some boundaries in that way because I just don't I don't want to just throw somebody right into my kid's life and then they leave and then my kids see a girlfriend come and go. Like that's just not. And I don't
No.
want that for her kids either. I don't want them to just meet me and never see me again. Like that's not cool. I don't that would be something that I take a lot of pride in, if I were to ever, have stepkids and the fact that I'm even talking about this after they not even going on a first date is this is I guess this is my version of overthinking. Instead of getting
Yeah.
emotional about things, I'm thinking about like
All the steps, all the what ifs,
steps
right?
to things. Yeah, yeah.
So I made a rule, and there was this gal that I've been talking to a little bit as like I don't know. There's a few,
Which
whatever.
one?
Which one? This one is kind of a crazy scenario, but whatever. Like so, like she. all of a sudden, like random person added we like I don't know who added who first on Snapchat,
Okay, one of those things. Yeah.
but like one of us added each other first on Snapchat, and then we've been kind of talking and like I made a rule back to what I was saying, 6 months. So I think you should make a rule
Yeah.
that is 6 months,
Yeah.
and you don't meet kids
Right.
until after 6 months because at that point you've at least established like some kind of um bound you figured out if she's going to meet those standards or if she's not going to cross any of these boundaries that
Yeah.
you've already
Right.
set for yourself. So then again, you don't have these women that are in and out of each other's lives,
Yeah.
right? Like your kids' lives. And so I definitely have set a rule of like 6 months. They're not meeting my kids until at least 6 months. So that's kind of something that if you want to adopt, make your number whatever you want, but set some kind of boundary for yourself and your kids, right? To
Yeah.
protect them and
Right.
whatever you feel is comfortable. And, people change over a little bit of time. So just make sure it's not right away because it's like
Yeah.
someone can put on some kind of front or say, like, not say the thing that would absolutely send you off running for the hills
Right.
until a few months in. So at least you give it that time where it's like, okay, I gave her the chance. Like we had enough time to figure out, like, all right, she's not this kind of way, or you're not this kind of way to her. So at least you're not like you said, having these kids like see all these girlfriends, right? Or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Like, so no,
Especially for
and
my
I
daughters too, like
yeah, and I think this whole dating world is so weird because coming into it after 11 years, this is the first time I'm on dating apps, right? Like it didn't really exist like
yeah.
when
Yeah.
I was coming into this whole, before this whole thing. And so it's like I'm kind of experiencing it all new and I'm kind of a little older, and some of it not really because there's all ranges of
Yeah.
people out there, right?
Right.
Um, but it's frustrating for me because it's like that's not who I am. Like I'm not it's hard to portray who I truly am on these apps or whatever. So I'm struggling with them a little bit. So I'm kind of to the point where it's like, fucking about to just delete them because they're just a distraction from my day
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
I
I
don't,
bounce back and forth on them. Like I
but
have it
where I
for a
was
couple
going,
months and then I delete it and then
yeah,
I'll get download it again. And I don't know why because
right.
um
There's an addiction to it.
yeah,
Absolutely, is what there
there
is.
isn't it. That's the great call out. There is an addiction to it.
There
Just
is that
look.
addiction. It's a
Okay.
dopamine hit of
All
like
right.
trying to find someone.
Get so how many times do you think in your life you've been swiped right on while somebody was taking a shit?
Oh, well,
At least 50%.
I would say at least, yeah, probably right in that range. I don't know how long they sit on a toilet if they're anything close to like we do,
Well, even like a man, like it has to be 80% for a woman,
but
right?
absolutely guaranteed it's
Yeah,
80%.
because like you just, oh yeah, it's like a
Something to
yes or
do.
no thing, yes, no, whatever, right?
Yeah. Uh, yeah. I don't know.
Just
It's
think about
definitely
that.
like,
How did you guys meet? And instead of oh we met online, as well I was taking a shit and I swiped right on her,
yeah.
right?
The honest truth, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
No.
I hate to say that out loud, but it's the truth. Now I will say I don't think I swiped right on this one, just in case she listens to it. While I was taking a shit. So, I don't,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I definitely I don't. I'm not in retail. I don't hang out that long, and that I don't know. I just
Yeah.
yeah. I'm just chilling in my car or something in between stops. Like, oh, all right. Let's just see what's going on.
Yeah.
Like kill a little company time some way. But yeah,
Right.
no. I don't know. Definitely
Oh.
feel like the apps are definitely odd, and so it's not
There's
not a
also
super.
a lot of fuckery on them where somebody will send you their snap and then after like three snaps they'll say, "Okay, here's my rate." And it's like that's
What
not that's not what
I've
this is for. You've never
never
had that
had
happen to you?
never had that
I
happen.
have it happen to me at least twice a week where
Twice a week.
yeah, they'll be like, add me on Snap. And now I'm like, I don't want to add you on Snap anymore because it's the same situation every time. They'll send me a pic of themselves and then they'll say something like, do you like me? I'm like, no, but you're attractive. And they'll say, okay, well, if you want to hook up, here's my rates. And it's a long list of, and maybe it's because you're not in Minneapolis. Maybe that's why that doesn't happen to you. Maybe it's a Minneapolis thing, but it's
That's
clearly prostitution on dating
wild.
apps. Yeah. And that's the reasons why I've deleted them in the past because shit like that happens. And it's like, I don't know.
That's mind blowing. Yeah, no, never have had that. But again, I don't
I've
fucking
been
share my
solicited
fucking
so many
snap.
times.
Yeah, I don't share my snap. I'm not that fucking interested in snapping back and forth. Like,
You got to get into the Snap game. It's fun.
I don't, I don't need it. Like, I don't need pictures. I don't need that shit. Like, whatever. Like, I don't know.
Um,
Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It,
So you don't have a snap streak with any of your buddies or anything? Like me and
I,
my one friend, we're at like 83 straight days right now of a
I
picture
don't
back and
have, I
forth.
have some streaks going, but they're not anything they're 4 days. Like, it's about to be fucking,
Oh,
I don't know. It's that one chick that added me the other day. So it's like, we'll see if that continues or not.
oh, you're on four right now? Damn. You
Day
got that little
four.
flame next to her name. It's getting
Oh,
serious.
it's getting a little serious. I don't even know. Like, I'd stop talking to her because, like, I was like asking her, like, hey, like, send me a picture of yourself. Like, so I know you're real. Like, I don't even know
Yeah,
who
no
the
other reason. I just want to make sure you're real.
yeah, I just want to know you're a real person and
Yeah.
not some dude I'm fucking talking to, or like, or you're just, I don't know. Again, you need to be semi-attractive to me in some way.
Well,
And so it's
right.
like, I
Yeah.
just want to see. And it's like, I kind of started kind of ignoring her. Like,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, all right, you are real and you are kind of cute. So I will continue to talk with you. And so I don't know. Well, we'll see. I'm still a little skeptical about it, but I don't know. I think that's where like the broken part of like the trust comes
How
in.
far will you drive to go on a date?
Mm, I would
If
say so.
somebody lives 300 miles away, are you meeting them?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. I used to do some shit like that back in like my late teens, early 20s.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like whatever. It's a road trip. Like I don't care. But um like nowadays, like like I so I spend a lot of time in Minneapolis. So
Yeah.
that works out where like I'm already up in the cities. And so after work, go out on a date or whatever, you know? So like I kind of wrap it into that.
Mhm.
So I don't really count that, but like I'm not driving. No, if you're more than fucking 45 minutes, I'm not interested. Like I think right now too, what's really changed in my life in like everything is I swore off pornography first of the year, but even before that, I was really tapered off on it. Like, and I think ever since, so it's really like changed my perspective on women and changing my like perspective on like needing that in my life.
Yeah.
And so I feel like a lot of that steals your power. You know what I mean?
Oh,
And it just
it steals a ton of you. It's an energy sucking mechanism.
so I feel like that was the biggest change is like I would say probably nowadays if like I was still on that mindset,
Hmm.
oh shit, all right, I drive whatever to go get a little tail. And maybe I don't even find that person that attractive, but it's just with some tail. And it's like, no, I totally have changed like my perspective on all of that, where it's like I want someone that actually has some kind of values. I'm not just trying to do that on the first date. First of all, like I've got some fucking standards that way where it's like it's going to take a few dates for me to even want to do that with you.
What's
And even
your
after,
what's your selfie process like for your dating apps? Do you usually have people take pictures of you and you post them, or do you do the whole like in the mirror?
I need to get better at that. So that's where it
I'm
does get a
so
little.
bad at it.
I needed like yeah, that's where like my phone doesn't have like a normal facing camera. It's only got a selfie camera
Okay.
because I broke it. It's
Okay. I see.
silly. Like it got crushed in my car. I'm surprised the thing still fucking works, right?
Right.
And so like I definitely try to post pictures of like that I had taken of me, but again, they're not anything like real glamorous. I think the ones that get the most attention is like the selfie with me and my dog, like just my
Oh
little
yeah.
co-pilot in my car. Like, oh,
Yeah.
definitely works. Um, so yeah, I honest. So like I've been listening to some other podcasts that are kind of like on this wavelength of like dating or whatever, and he like recommends like go spend a little money and have some professional photos taken.
Right.
and I start noticing it with women
Hmm.
where like they're clearly either having someone else take the photo or they're professional
Yeah.
photos. And it's like, that's obviously the trick to this whole fucking thing. So I might have someone
Just,
have some pictures
yeah,
taken.
I mean, open up just a simple LLC and write it off. You could just
Oh
say,
yeah, exactly. Well,
running a
yeah,
business.
absolutely. Yeah, I definitely. Well, the LLC needs to bring in some money to write off money in some way. So I don't know if that's. I don't know. I definitely. I've got some ideas, some business ideas. I just haven't really pulled a huge trigger on a whole lot of them yet.
Well,
So
I think next episode maybe we should talk about them a little bit. We don't want to give away any secrets, but
we
we've been
need to.
at this for almost 2 hours now, so we should.
Yeah, absolutely. We
I
should
could keep
definitely do
going,
this.
but
Yeah.
it's
Go
it's been
ahead.
it's been a lot of fun.
It's been
And
awesome. And I'm going to be back on it again. And we're definitely going to continue each one of these conversations into a
yeah,
different depth. I enjoy it.
yeah, it was awesome. And for anybody listening still, I first of all I really appreciate you going through this whole conversation with us. Secondly, press the like button, subscribe, comment, share it with your friends. Having a lot of fun. I have a couple more guests on later this week. One female, actually two females. One is pending, but the other is for sure who went to Costa Rica with me. And then I have another one, I think another Raffi episode coming this week too. We're going to talk more about my astrology chart. So, and then Josh will be with the next few weeks, I'm sure. So, like I said, like, subscribe, comment. Anything you want to say before we say goodbye, Josh?
Oh, I appreciate you so much. And I appreciate anybody that's made it this far into this conversation because that's would be super impressive if they did.
War of attrition.